Okay guys, and here we go. So yeah, I'm a minute late. Loading was taking forever for some reason. No idea why, just gotta make sure I see your comments first. Do show up, here we go, okay. Nice, we'll be able to see the chat now. So yeah, live look at Darktide. Which is, I gotta say, nicer than I initially expected. Honestly, the multiplayer damage you all saw in the demonstration video, very nice stuff, so yeah. I'm gonna be having some fun with this one. And definitely gonna have fun reviewing it for the full video. Seriously, just nice step forward from Vermintide 1 and 2. Hello to all joined. Well, we'll see whether there are gonna be issues, but yeah, of course, there are gonna be issues, so OD1, there you go. However, there are issues, as you will see soon. But fewer issues than we had in Vermintide 2, which is very nice. So yes, we're gonna have this one come out, the full version on the 30th. After that, Callisto Protocol. Then just a whole bunch of good, fun, good stuff. And it seems to load forever for some reason. No idea why, like... It didn't take this long when I was filming the demonstration video. But yeah, now we can get right to it, and Gore up whoever we can, shall we? Not sure about in game, but in when you are in that kind of, how to say, zone to find missions, armory and all of that, you do have third person. Oh yeah, Left 4 Dead 2 is still best. I gotta say, have enjoyed gameplay wise. Ah, come on. I think it was the next wound. Ah, yeah. That's one way to get started. And what I saw about dismemberment is I think that stains generally spawn where they had impacts. So I believe the head might have hit the wall and then fell, but should have spawned on the floor too. Where are the other guys? Yeah, not gonna be the biggest team player here for today. Sorry about that. But Gore has to be showcased and analyzed for you. Yeah, here are some nice targets. Well, if you insist. Oh yeah. I think it's one of the special infected. I'll have a nice clear view at some of the Gore effects soon. So yeah, so as you can see, multi-layer damage, and man, it is quite nice. Always cool to see, so the transition between the bottom layer and the top is kind of not the smoothest, but do have this kind of like reddish stain around it, which is very cool. and it does appear at the point of impact. It's probably time to do some killing now. And I do have some configurable aftermaths, and I do have to check whether you can push things to stay a little bit more if you edit the config file. I will see about that. Do I have like some lone poor bastard to showcase stuff for us? I believe for limbs you have 2 points of amputation. I think there is also one here at the top. We need to fact check that. Show me some wounds, boy. And yeah, just very nice and cool. Kind of basic, but definitely nice and cool multiplayer system. I just pushed him to death. What do you know? Oh yeah, absolutely better than Darktide. First of all, you have multiplayer damage, which I will showcase in a bit. Yeah, right here. Is that the wonder? I wanna find someone. Yeah, thank you so very much. Yes, so as I just mentioned, here we have wounds at the point of impact with some multiplayer effect. Yeah, so as you can see, I hit him right at the neck and that took out a chunk near the neck, and yeah, that does work consistently at the point of impact, and even in fast-paced gameplay it is very cool. There is some blood around, not so very clearly seen on flash, but on close it is very clearly seen, as you have in the demonstration video. So yeah, so perhaps the biggest improvement is consistent wounds at the point of impact with a multiplayer damage effect, which is very nice improvement. So we still have some of the issues, so for example we do still have like fountains going through nothing, not leaving any stains. That's still there. Now I have seen configs for blood and bodies, and hopefully I can push those a little bit further. I will test that for the full video. But right now, yeah, the single biggest improvement is the response at the point of impact, which I'm perfectly fine with. It is an awesome improvement. Oh, come on. Let's play. Do have to check whether the wounds are gonna be consistent for the special infected, or however they are called here. Oh, this time it appeared. And yeah, there is indeed gonna be a Gore patch for Ready or Not. I have seen previews, I have seen the one public, and I have seen a one I can share, which looks very nice. Like, I saw that and just damn. You know, that's Unreal 4 for you, so the default ecosystem, unlike Unreal 3, is just garbage, as you've seen in the original ROM release. But if you go for like more advanced stuff, you can achieve just absolutely amazing results. So yeah, very cool stuff, and I can't wait to cover it. I think there's a med pack here. Yeah, that's gonna be needed. So absolutely we'll be covering that when it comes out. Yeah, I think this guy has to open every single crate that is out there. Okay, but now you are trapped here, mate. Right, let's see, so what else you were saying here. Yeah, so let's see the bullet wounds. Now let's showcase some bullet wounds. Why not? So, those have appeared, and yes, I think one vanished. There were two on this side, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I think there is some kind of a wound limit on the character, which I guess does make sense if the multiplayer stuff is expensive. Oh shit. And yeah, bullet sponges are still very much in. I never get the appeal, and I never will. Okay, let's just get rid of this guy. Thank you. There he goes. So yeah, as it often happens, even with games, even in games with multiplayer damage, you can't really slowly tear up the big guys, the very big guys. Wait a sec, I wanna showcase some bullet wounds on you. Let's see. Pretty sure I hit the head. But I also have the hole and some blood around it. The color is not the greatest, but it will do. It will definitely do. And I also just... the melee is so fun, I don't even feel like switching to the gun. The melee feels good. Oh yeah, like that was just pretty satisfying. Very good stuff. So as I mentioned, even in a fast-paced combat, you still very much feel the impact you get with the multiplayer damage. I had some comments like saying, it's a fast-paced game, doesn't need to be terribly detailed, doesn't make difference, but it does indeed make a difference. When you have detailed response, even in something quite fast-paced, with hordes coming at you. You don't have to heal up. There is only one guy. Oh yeah, here we go. Just in time. So yeah, so even in something very fast-paced, you definitely feel the difference. Try to activate some dismemberment. I think in my case only the power tech does it. Let's see if I can make it happen. Let's see if I can chop some limbs off. My favorite pastime activity. Oh, come on. Are you gonna be my test subject? I actually wanna see, so I have seen a point of amputation for the leg at the knee level. Can I activate some other one? I believe I have used the shotgun on the big guy and have been able to. Okay, so we'll have one at the elbow level. Don't want to see if I can activate some other ones. No luck with it so far, but we'll see. What did you lose? Yes, so yeah, as you can see we have a point of amputation here as well. So far 2 points of amputation is confirmed. It's like I'm kind of forced to use the gun sometimes, but I really don't want to. Just wanna slash people. Because it is quite enjoyable. Now as for Cyberpunk, yeah, I don't know, there is a mod code, I think it's called Gore or something, which I haven't covered. Which does seem worthy of coverage. So yeah. I probably will do more videos on Cyberpunk, but at the moment gonna be very busy. But it will happen, most likely it will happen. Come on guys, wanna chop someone up? Aha. You know, Josh, there probably is gonna be a musical on the theme of Cyberpunk. Like, it was popular even beforehand. Like, thought I saw second point of amputation for the arm. Guess not. Yeah, so as I mentioned, I think that what happens on dismemberment is you have the same spawn where the severed body part is flying. So we will, for example, see, what's it called? Blood fountains going into nowhere, but wherever a limb went, it will stay in it. So I mean, of course, in my opinion, like in a game like this, which is very much horde based, you can't really have a terribly accurate blood spitting system. But what you can have is like avoid the kind of fountains going into nowhere, so just have particle effects that look good. That just aren't that can be proportional to what you see on the ground. And that's possible, even in a very horde-based game like this. I'm supposed to shoot wherever that's going. Yeah. I mean, now you have like those undead or whoever I'm fighting here. They all kind of like messed up already. When you see those guys, they all look very nice and fresh, and it's like they're asking for to be dismembered. The best place to showcase that, but you kind of can't miss out the blood fountains that often go into nowhere. But yeah, but configurable aftermath. Also, very much of an improvement over Vermintide. I don't believe you were able to get something like this in Vermintide. And if you can push things further, it's gonna be very, very nice. Which we need to check to make sure. Yeah, that's kinda cool. That was nice. Yeah, so let's look at the aftermath. And not bad. Oh yeah. Yeah, they just wanted me to come here, so I was too busy. It was too fun. Didn't quite have a good look at the aftermath. But yeah, I wasn't the only one to hold everyone up, so not that much of a douchebag. Yeah, not a problem. I hope loading doesn't take forever. It kind of did last time. So yeah, so in the very near future we have this one coming, the full version, we have Callisto Protocol. And I have just yesterday put up an interview for Patreon supporters and for channel members of a game called Half-Sword, which is a physics-based fencing simulator. And yeah, it's in a pretty bare-bones state, just kind of a proof-of-concept demo, but it is a lot of fun. And they have some pretty nice plans for the Gore. See what do we have. And I think to dismember kind of like... Is it better to my current one? Oh yeah. Hopefully a sword will chop off limbs better. So just to have physics-based stuff, and it's honestly a lot of fun. Yeah, chainswords are always fun. I do recall playing some, I think it was a strategy game, also in the theme of Warhammer, in 2004. I think it had characters with chainswords. They kind of like Imperial soldiers, I think. Yeah, but I'll do just a regular sword. As long as it severs limbs. It's fine because it is your purpose sword. And it has to fulfill it. Is this in the right direction? Yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, just big fountains, and all of that just going into an hour. And don't believe this guy. Now that... Whose skin is this? Whose blood is this? Gotta make some DNA testing to find out. I mean, as I mentioned, just dismemberment and physics are so bloody fun. And then here is his head. Can I climb this? No. Can I push it? Also no. You know what's even more fun? Dismemberment, physics, and blood trails. Yeah, that's a long, nasty cut in this guy. As I mentioned, wounds at the point of impact. Ah, yes, so we can see it semi-clearly here, so you have the bottom layer here revealed. We have the bottom layer here revealed. Around that we have some blood splatter, always around it, not some generic stuff. And yeah, like, the color of the blood is not the greatest, but by all means it will do. Ah, come on. Like, that's cool, that's just cool. Kind of like going full Terminator on him, but yeah. So as I noticed that every hit in on dismembering one does activate stain, but on dismemberment I think the stains pop. That was cool. On dismemberment I think the stains pop where the severed limb lands. Nope, not the case here. I have seen it in at least one instance. Okay, well. So let's turn this place into just... Okay, now I just slightly regret doing what I did, but yeah, I'll be fine. Yeah, it wasn't the brightest idea, but sure it was fun. Just look at that, just look at that. As I mentioned, not brightest idea, but totally worth it. Whether it's gonna be my demise and someone else's too, still totally worth it. Now once again, gotta check out to see if I can push the button body's values a little bit further. That was cool. Well, I think after this run I'll take the big fat guy. Yeah, so I was almost certain that you had bloodstains pop where the severed limb falls, extremity, whatever. But not the case, not the case. Now mostly the cut in half variation is a little bit less detailed than it was in Vermintide 2, because in Vermintide 2 the most, perhaps, the most memorable thing in the Gore. In the Gore part of it was just amazingly detailed cut in half variations. Not seeing it here, but there are other very much cool stuff to make up for it. Oh, you can shoot him? No, I can't. Nope. Let's see what's left of him. Not just the head I removed. The grenade didn't do much of anything. Can I flank him somehow? No. Really could use a healing station. Or chopping those guys up to showcase the very nice wound effects. Oh yeah. I think I'll make a new thumbnail, and also with the stain just going absolutely crazy, just look at that. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, the stain's just going absolutely crazy. Not sure what to show. I think I've only seen it near doors, I believe. Anyway. But the game is not the most best optimized. Like, it is okay, it doesn't like... it's not too bad, but... Is it worth the 40 euros? Well, it depends, like... If you like this type of gameplay, it is sort of enjoyable for sure. Can I like explode him or something? Yes, yeah, let's see. Ah. Didn't work, but... The wounds look very nice on this guy. Oh yeah. So to your question of whether it's worth 40 euros, I think that if you enjoy this type of gameplay, if you like the Warhammer theme, probably yes. Like, I'm enjoying this one very much. I will say, like, as others think here, I also have to agree, Left 4 Dead is still king, but this is very much an enjoyable experience in that kind of vein. And if I'm not mistaken, like, I think that every one of Fatshark's games, this one and both Vermintides, also had like some optimization issues on release, but I think they got sorted out, I believe. As far as I recall. So yeah, so if you do like the Warhammer theme and if what you see is appealing, then definitely do go for it. So Provo, I would say, doesn't necessarily has to be realistic, just has to be responsive. Those are not the same things, so you can have a very realistic experience, or no, kind of like a game saying, oh, there's like no bloodstains because it's realistic, although we have this massive blood puff going into nowhere. So you can have a realistic system, and you can have a more exaggerated one, and it's mainly the detail and how it's done that makes it responsive. And it is possible to have like something that isn't terribly detailed, but still feels very decently responsive. And I will say, like, the new COD game. So, you know, not a huge deal of detail there, but for basic response, yeah, like, it will do. The biggest issue I have with that, though, personally, is it's just completely a rehash of the Wounded Blood Infects of MW 2019. Which, you know, they're kind of like hoping to see something new, like some difference, like perhaps like experimentation with some mechanics. And they just took it, that. That's nice. Should probably stick close to those guys and not get shot up a bunch. Hello, hello Davi, hello Italo. So you're not necessarily realistic, but definitely responsive. Oh no, the music is like the channel's music. My stuff, you have the links in the description. That is the channel's music. All the music is on the channel is stuff I make, and I do have a new track coming out on December the 13th, called Illusion of Control. Yeah, that's been quite a project. It's kind of a mix between alt rock and sort of modern metal. Fun stuff. Getting the bass sound to feel right. Bass is quite an important aspect there. So getting that to sound well and fit in the mix, that was fun. And what else? Yeah, no, just as always, getting the whole thing to come together. Anyway, back to your questions. Let's see. Any Gore reviews coming out soon? So I do have an interview up for Patreon supporters and channel members with the developers of Half-Sword. What thing do I have? I'm still seeing only 1 point of amputation for the arm. Okay. So I have an interview already out for supporters with the devs of Half-Sword. That's gonna be coming publicly next week. As for review videos, gonna be of course reviewing this one after it gets to full release. I'm gonna be covering Callisto Protocol, of course. Hopefully I can get a review copy for Callisto. That would be very nice to be able to have a video ready before on the release date. Now let's look at some of the gunfire wounds. Up. Also, by the way, I was working on making a review on the War of Rights. Also like, not very detailed, but just kind of like to showcase what's there, because people have been asking. But I think it's gonna be a little bit on hold, I think. While I'm working on some other stuff. I'll see what else you guys are saying. Let's see. Alright, Dead Inside. Nice question. So, the most important thing for a Gore system is to have adequate response in every single aspect. That means, of course, the wound on the body. I would say that having a wound for every impact is way more important than having dismemberment. So dismemberment absolutely adds to the experience. Let's see now next. So, wounds on the body, dismemberment if possible. After that, you know, like having the appropriate response on the environment. So for example, to have the splash to stains be proportional. So if you have big splashes, you gotta have big stain every time. If you have blood fountain, you gotta have, you know, like, you gotta have it stain whatever it's landing on. And of course, blood rails are just a crazy fun mechanic. Of course, blood pools for most cases. Unless you're going for like a choke knockout, in which case you probably shouldn't have a blood pool. Unless the choke was really bad. And lastly, the animation responses. Depends on what you're going for. So if you're going for a, let's say, a realistic tactical shooter, you probably want to go for a more focus on a disabled state. But if you're going for an action game, I would say just very nice and weighty death animations with the occasional lengthy one. That is great. Now if you want to see about that in detail, I do have a video called How to Have a Great Experience Without Going for Extreme Gore. She's going more about the basic stuff, but it's a pretty nice summary of how to deliver a basic responsive experience. How that can be done even without going for something very detailed. So yeah, Dead Inside, thank you for the question. Let's see what else you guys were asking. Yeah, People Playground, not gonna be happening, no. Not a fan of the visuals and not gonna be covering just those ragdoll torture games. There's gotta be like at least some... oh, well, some game aspect to it. And getting really creative with torturing ragdolls is not my thing whatsoever. Let's see. Favorite games, so... the favorite game I would say... favorite games I would say, irregardless to Gore, are SWAT 4. I mentioned I absolutely love SWAT 4. And Battlefield 2, the 2005 game. I mean, you know, they're probably gonna make a new Battlefield 2 with all the really not so great stuff they're doing with the series now, and that's gonna be just heresy. So yeah, I absolutely loved Battlefield 2, their 2005 game. And all I really wanted from that is, from subsequent entries, is to basically deliver that experience but have destructible environments in them, because I recall like, I was a kid, or teenager, and just kind of like thinking, I would absolutely love to see Strike Incarcant, I think it's called. Just be able to destroy absolutely everything there. Hey, look at that. Even the dog thing can be dismembered. Huh. That's cool. So I was saying, yeah, so I just really wanted to have like the gameplay experience of the Battlefield 2. We're seeing response in the environment for all the heavy explosives you have. Yeah, Davy, I absolutely think that settings for the amount of burned bodies absolutely should be standard. Even if a game isn't like necessarily focused on gore, it should still be in. Like even if right now, you know, like if I'm gonna have like every single body stay, it's gonna slow down, but when I upgrade my PC in like 5 years, 7 years, whatever, I probably will be able to push things a lot further, so yeah. I would say some config in the menu, and being able to override it and push it basically as much as you want within the engine's capabilities in the config file. So another upgrade of this game is gore effects on the special infected, so to say. I'll never stop calling them special infected. Which, as we all remember, wasn't the case in the Vermintide games and in Left 4 Dead 2, for that matter too, aside for the Boomer. I'm probably gonna pay with my life for that. Oh yeah, not going well for me at the moment. Yep. Now there are some death animations here, but yeah. For the most part you have just insta ragdoll fall. That's a shame. Yeah, that's a nice pile. Yeah, just look at that. Man, come on. Because there was a very nice just gory gash across his chest, and the head came off. And he fell in the rank position. But as I mentioned, like, even in a fast-paced game like this one, still so bloody fun. Now if my character in this game was a maniac, he would see like, wait for the system purge. It's kind of like, wait for the purge. And if we have the purge, I can kill all my teammates. But yeah, the characters are escaped prisoners, not maniacs, so... yeah. Davy, good luck with your exam. Preparing for that is definitely more important than watching this stream. Absolutely. Yeah, just look at that. That cat on the shoulder. That's cool. No, purging the infected while what I really want to purge is the teammates. Look at them. Just so clean, like. How nice would that Gore gash look on those guys? And you have seen one. So bloody close to dying. I think I'll just run for extraction. Not gonna risk it this time. Alright, we've made it. Didn't get to purge the teammates, but what can I do? So let's go for the big guy. Cut people in half. None of that. Oh yeah, there are very much special infected, and they can get dismembered. And you do have the multi-layer damage effects on them as well. Yeah, that's cool. I don't think you get to see every single cut get caused on them special infected, but there are some effects on them that weren't in the Vermintide games or in Left 4 Dead. Hello. I think I'll go for a run on the big guy. Super shotgun just kind of like blasts characters in half. A change operative. What's the best game with Gore? Yeah, that is subject for a video. Definitely not Dying Light 2, definitely not. I would say if you have console, like then Last of Us 2 for sure. There are a whole bunch of really enjoyable ones. In various genres. As I mentioned, subject matter for a different video. he is taken dead. Yeah. It is fun playing as the big guy. You can't really go very delicate with the wounds, but you don't really see the individual slashes, as far as I recall. But he is good for goring people up. Yeah, Left 4 Dead 2 is one of the classics. It has issues, of course. I would say the main issue in Left 4 Dead 2 is the very lacking butt speeding, and that actually does get improved with the mod called, I think... what was it called? The mod for Left 4 Dead 2? Yeah, I covered it like a few months ago. And of course the lack of big mutilation on the special infected. Yeah, no idea about console release on this one. I did hear it's not gonna be happening on the PC release. But you know, we probably wanna have like a more stable release than a buggy mess. So that's probably a good thing. And plus you also get to hear like from PC players whether it's good at all. And it is, I would say. RDR2 is interesting. It has like basically the mechanics you would need, but the huge ugly wounds are just, well, ugly. And stains kind of have an issue with lasting, so... Stuff that mods could fix, but so far they haven't fixed. Hopefully we'll see some gore mods for RDR2 soon. What the hell's happening? Now, Callisto Protocol, absolutely, but Witcher, yeah, probably not. I don't think there will be much of a big update there, but I don't know, like, maybe there will be. Maybe worth looking into for a quick update video? I'm not sure, I'm not sure. Marco, how is this downgrade from Vermintide 2? With the exception of the model for cutting in half, which yes, like in Vermintide 2 that was probably like the most memorable gore feature for me personally, but other than that, dude, like, it's an upgrade. With the multiplayer damage, with some form of body damage for the special infected. Not perfect, you still don't see a response for every slash, but it very much is an upgrade. Now, let's see. Astrodex, the reviews now are in an impressions format, which is mostly kind of like a Gore review light. So the impressions format are the analysis of the Gore effects. Speaking of which, I gotta cut some people in half. Yeah. Hopefully not die. Oh yeah, well. I really could use the Hulk push option soon. Yes! Yes! So the big guy has a way to clear himself out of bad situations, which you kind of like don't have with the small guys. You can still get trapped and killed, but As for Dead Island 2, just they should take all the time they need, deliver a great game. That is what matters. If they need more time, and it's gonna be good, then like sure. Oh, look at that! He skinned his entire arm. Ah, that's cool. So yeah, more Gore stuff you can get only with the big guy. Don't get it with the regular guys. Just skin his entire arm. Let's see what else. Should I get here or something? Or no? Yeah, I guess. Hope I don't have a console, so I haven't played TLOU2. I have seen some videos, it looks very nice. Right, so let's skin some more guys with this huge character. Let's see, what do you get? Let's see what happened to you. Ah, just dismemberment. Okay. Ah, once again he falls. Ah, but as you can see, like his chest is kind of like slightly open. Let's go for the machine gun guy. And I cut him in half. You weren't able to do that in the Vermintide games. Oh, look at that. Okay, so that's... No! Well, for a brief moment you saw that. Can I like... Yeah! Yes, I can. Yeah, just look at that, like... Blew a big bloody hole open into him. So cool. So yeah, guys, definitely not a downgrade. Let's go up this guy. Okay, so what happened to you? I can see a bunch of parts just get open. Yeah, don't have a console at the moment. I don't have any hate for Last of Us 2. But yeah, I think I just cover like Last of Us 1, the remake when it comes to PC, which it's supposed to come. Hopefully soon. So I'll just cover that. No, see what it is about. Because as you can imagine, I got quite a lot of requests on TLOU2. Yes, for the Mick Gordon situation, like, I mean, you know. What he says sounds plausible. Like, I don't know. Actually, yeah, as you mentioned, Marco, I haven't made music for a game yet, so I can't really talk from experience in that. But what he says sounds plausible, like, for sure. But the first time publishers have been kind of scummy. I wanna see what happened to that guy. Oh yeah, so there is one guy just running around with a huge hole inside him. I've seen that very briefly, but it's there. Yeah, so the big shotgun on the big guy is just bloody satisfying. It tends to often just cut characters in half, but when it doesn't, the results are very, very satisfying. You know, I would say, like, making music for a game kind of like this one, just kind of like meta to slash many characters too. That is a thing I would like to make. Or perhaps like some collaboration with someone who knows his stuff with electronic music. Because I'm not very good with it, but an electronic music and metal collaboration is always a lot of fun. So just something you can kind of like to listen to as you kill many, many characters. Oh. Yep. Or just lots of thrash metal stuff. Opa, come here. Let's see what you got. Cut in half. You got cut in half. I mean, if you're talking about a game with like varying pacing, with let's say wildly varying pacing, I can't use it. Oh damn it. So yeah, let's call it a challenge. But if you are going for something which is main just repeated killing, then you can just have like thrash metal over and over and over, and that's gonna be a good fit. That's fun. Oh yeah, I skinned that guy. Like seriously guys, the skinning is just more satisfying than cutting in half. Can I like have a better look at you? Let's see. Oh yeah, just look at that. You don't get it in every game for sure. Thoughts on the Gore so far? Very nice upgrade over the Vermintide games for sure. As we just saw, multiplayer damage. So cool. I also mentioned staying splashes and fountains going into nowhere. That's a common issue with the game series, with Fatshark's Warhammer games. But you do have very nice response at the point of impact for non-dismembering hits, which is so very satisfying. Yeah, so, you know, like, from that distance, rather than cutting him in half, just kind of like carving out a bunch of holes inside him. Is he trying to kill me? And of course you also have the nice big mutilation for the special infected. Yeah, so this guy, I believe he counts as special infected. You have that, you have the multiplayer damage on them. Yeah, I think in a case like this, rather than as I was going to say, in a case like this, rather than just blowing him in pieces, it would be cool to activate the multiplayer. And if you are from close range, then yeah, sure, just cut him in half. This stuff is cool, as I have said a million times on the stream. Absolutely love the multiplayer response here, and it is consistent, guys, like the multiplayer response is consistent. It appears where you hit the character, it looks nice. Yeah, so interestingly the blood on the environment is quite dark, yeah, like almost black, like black with a bit of reddish color to it, but I would say the blood around the wounds could be a little bit darker to be more visible. We could use some ammo. No one has ammo. You do have kind of a blood trail response on the cutting in half stuff. So some here and some landed here. I really could use some ammo. Let's see what do we have here. Nothing. Seems to have a bit of a head displacement issue there. You guys ammo? Summer? Something? No? Here we go. And yeah. Big and responsive bullet sponge, because it's somehow supposed to be fun or epic. Never get the appeal, never will. See some range stuff. I feel like nice team were able to bring him down pretty quickly. It wasn't the case in my previous runs in this. So yeah, props for this team, like those guys are good. And hopefully I'm not getting too much in their way. Yes, yes. Off you go. And then the stuff this big character is able to do with a small knife. Okay guys, so that is it for this stream. As you can see, definitely an upgrade over the Vermintide games. So we have like very consistent wounds at the point of impact, multi-wear damage too, like that stuff is awesome. We have dismemberment in the wounds for the big characters, also very cool stuff. So yeah, overall enjoyable game. Definitely upgrade on the Gore, and of course I will be doing the full analysis when the full thing comes out. See you next